Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., aka Neymar, had been regarded as one of the best players in the world, the heir to Messi and Ronaldo's throne, the Brazilian magician who danced with the ball like poetry in motion, leaving defenders bewildered and crowds mesmerized. At just 25, he commanded the most expensive transfer fee in football history, 222 million euros, as Paris Saint-Germain believed they were buying the future of the sport itself. But sometimes, the brightest stars burn out the fastest. This is the story of how one of football's most gifted talents went from being destined for greatness to becoming a cautionary tale of what could have been. From his early days tearing up Brazilian football at Santos, to his breakthrough alongside Messi at Barcelona, Neymar seemed untouchable. His skill was undeniable. The step-overs, the rainbow flicks, the audacious nutmegs that made grown defenders look like children. He was Brazil's golden boy, the player who would finally bring the World Cup back home. But in 2017, everything changed. Neymar made the decision that would define the rest of his career, and not in the way he expected. Leaving Barcelona's shadow to become the main star at PSG seemed logical. After all, how could the player destined to be the world's best remain Messi's sidekick forever? What followed was a nightmare that no one could have predicted. Injury after injury. Over 200 matches missed throughout his career. World Cup dreams shattered in 2022 when his ankle gave way in the group stage. The boy who once danced past entire defenses now struggled to stay on the pitch long enough to showcase his magic. The numbers tell a devastating story. At Al Hilal, earning 100 million euros a year, he managed just 7 appearances in 2 seasons. 7. The world's most expensive player had become its most expensive patient. But perhaps nothing captured his fall from grace more brutally than August 18th, 2025. Santos versus Vasco da Gama. The prodigal son had returned home, and 53,000 fans packed the stadium expecting magic from their hero. Instead, they witnessed the worst defeat of Neymar's professional career. 6 goals to nothing. The man who once made the impossible look effortless left the pitch in tears, calling the performance a disgrace. His body, once a perfect instrument of footballing art, had betrayed him. Analysts noted how his movements had become stiffer, less fluid. The balletic creativity that defined his genius was fading before our eyes. Even his signature tricks, the very moves that made him famous, now looked labored, uncertain. Today, at 33, Neymar finds himself at a crossroads few could have imagined. The player who broke Pelé's scoring record for Brazil hasn't represented his country since October 2023. World Cup 2026 seems like a distant dream rather than a realistic goal. So, what happened to Neymar da Silva Santos Jr.? Was it the injuries that stole his prime? The pressure of that massive transfer fee? The weight of expectations from an entire nation? Or perhaps it was simply the cruel reminder that even the most gifted among us are not immune to time, circumstance, and the fragility of the human body. This is the story of football's greatest what if, a talent so pure, so extraordinary, that his decline feels not just like a personal tragedy, but a loss for the beautiful game itself. The boy from Mogi das Cruzes, who dreamed of conquering the world, had indeed conquered hearts and minds. But in the end, perhaps that's both his greatest triumph and his most painful legacy.